Everything happened since I was little. My mother told me that I used to talk alone, but I honestly do not remember. As soon as I reached puberty, I started to have a recurrent dream with a demon, saying he was coming for me, and when he reached me, he always used to offer me the same thing, a life with him, but it was just a dream. Posteriorly, I got married and the dream started materializing. Sometimes I saw a big dark shadow at the side of my bed. He was skinny and tall. I had to turn one of the lights every time he appeared. He was just staring at me, doing nothing. At that moment, I was living with my two kids, and since that day, the event started to occur repeatedly. Even my dad and my brother used to see him around the house, in the garden, through the night. You all know what they say. If you hear noises in the night outside your house, stay inside and don't try to find out. One of that nights, I woke up because I started to feel dizzy. I was feeling kind of a hangover, even though I did not drink anything the days before. In that confusion, I heard him telling me not to worry because he was going to stay with me and take care of me forever. As soon as he stopped talking, the nausea went off. I instantly got up and ran to check out my kids. They were 4 and 2 years old, but fortunately, they were sleeping placidly. Another occasion happened the same thing, but this time I asked him why he was doing this and why me. This thing only replied that I was going to be okay and all nights were the same, with intermittent manifestations, until he made himself present in silence. He didn't talk to me, I got paralyzed, and he had relationships with me. I felt raped and impotent. The next day I went with a priest to tell him what occurred. His advice left me amazed, and he advised me not to have relationships with nobody. Also, he told me to go for a checkout so I could be sure about pregnancy. Practically, he did not believe anything that I told him. After some years, the father of my sons came back. He was an alcoholic, and because of that, he always discussed with me every night. But one night, he was crying in silence at the corner of the room, and I woke up. I stood at him, and he told me what happened. He said, there was a big, dark shadow strangling me. This happened a few times, repeatedly, night by night. And one night, he woke me up, telling me that the shadow was lying over me. He said it was like if that thing was drinking my soul, kissing me without touching my lips. All the events made us separate again, and that time my kids were now 10 and 12. I thought they had never seen me before. One day my son told me there was a shadow sitting in the living room, like if it was a guardian out to the door. A few weeks after I got sick, I had a bacterium in my kidneys. I heard his voice. He said, everything is okay now. And if like it was magic, I healed instantly. The treatment started not to do anything, and the doctor said that I will have to have checkups every month because the kidneys were starting to wear away. But surprisingly, I did not have any problem after that, so going to the doctor was not necessary. I started dating a guy, and the same thing happened. He told me that there was a shadow always with me. A few days after, my son told me that he was able to sing since he was 4. Now he's 19, but he used to ignore him. Now he appears to every one of us, but we are not afraid. We got used to him. One night, I heard him talking to me, and he said he wanted to talk with me, so I got up and got out of my bedroom. We went to the kitchen, and he started telling me a majestic history about when Lucifer stood against God. He said that there was a fight between angels, and all of them were pairs. He meant that one angel was two souls. That is why the demons got apart from God's kingdom. I asked him, "What does that has to do with me?" He said, "You are my pair." But he did not have the power to get close to me or be with me unless I accepted him. He also said that I have lived a lot of lives, but I have never accepted him. Sincerely, he was attractive, but his feet, they were furry and had the form of a horse or a goat leg. Obviously, I told him no. He said, "Sleep." I did it and I woke up knowing that that was not a dream. That left me thinking about how my dreams come always true. One day at the park, a guy told me that there was a big shadow with red eyes behind me. The day before that, a girl in the market told me the same thing. Now, I feel power. I don't know what's going to happen with me. I'm 40. My kids are used to him. We see him every night. Sometimes he leaves for days, but he comes back. I still wonder why this happens to me.